And I'm dressed to cool and John British of myself. Don't get too close, get you down.
Hey YouTube, I'm Steven, and guess what? Now 2 weeks ago when I said I finally reached 100 subscribers and would be uploading a special video, some troll decided to unsubscribe, so now I'm back at 99. On top of that, I said I might skip a week or two every now and then because I have nothing to talk about. But what do you know, I'm still here every single Monday right on time. So if you guys appreciate that and want to show the troll who's boss, do me a favor and ask one or two of your friends to subscribe, and hopefully I can get even higher than 100 subs this time. Anyways, today I want to talk to you guys about drugs, the difference between using and abusing, and how some drugs can actually benefit your mind. First, I want to go over the hard drugs like meth, crack, cocaine, MDMA, ketamine, etc. All of these drugs are highly addictive and are made by mixing a bunch of chemicals and other disgusting substances together. So it really is gross what some people are putting into their bodies. Just like the drugs themselves, this lifestyle is short-lived and it doesn't last. And in the end, a good majority of the people around you are just selfish druggies who would put their needs in front of yours in a heartbeat. It's very hard to use these drugs recreationally without developing a bad habit, and because of all the other shit that they throw into the mix, you could very well overdose on your first time experimenting. The thing is, when you're raving and clubbing and being a burnout and doing these drugs, eventually the party is gonna stop. If you're still living with your parents, sooner or later they'll kick you out, or you'll get arrested, or you'll get killed. Marijuana, on the other hand, you can't possibly overdose from it, but unfortunately it can get you kicked out of your house and it can get you arrested. Pot was made illegal because some dude didn't want his printing press to go out of business, and he also wanted to keep the racism strong between the Americans and the Mexicans. So he started a fear campaign, and tons of fake videos and research studies were used in order to scare people into never trying marijuana. In my opinion, if it wasn't for this douchebag who will remain unnamed, we would be using hemp for everything, and the global warming crisis wouldn't be nearly as much of a problem as it is right now. Anyways, enough of all the political BS. Weed doesn't have all the dangerous additives and addictive things that other drugs have. It is an all-natural plant that's said to be safer than alcohol and even caffeine, but yet it can still be abused. Unfortunately, many people have problems smoking in moderation because of the safe and relaxing nature of the substance. And this can lead people to developing a psychological addiction, especially when combining weed with tobacco. It's not hard to snap out of the habit, but some people let it go way too far and dive into even harder substances. Contrary to what many people think, there are a couple of these harder substances that are actually beneficial towards your mind. I'm talking about psychedelic and mind-altering drugs like mushrooms, LSD, DMT, etc. Unlike other substances that give the user a familiar high every single time, psychedelics allow the user to explore their mind in a way that would otherwise be impossible. DMT, for example, is a chemical in your brain that releases while you sleep, causing you to dream. This chemical unlocks a whole different part of your brain, allowing you to see and think crazy things while you're dreaming. Now imagine being awake for that. Mushrooms are another example of a very common hallucinogenic drug. Although the visual hallucinations are a big part of this substance, the real trip comes from meditating and just thinking about your life. These substances can give the user a real out-of-body experience, to the point where it feels like you're observing your life from another person's point of view. When it comes to abusing these psychedelic drugs, it's not really possible. I mean, it is physically possible to consume these substances all day every day, but I don't see why anyone would want to do that. The mental state that psychedelics put you in is not one that I can see someone wanting to be in all day every day, unless they were like meditating super hardcore like a monk or something. Now, I don't know all the health risks when it comes to psychedelic drugs, so be careful. You might be in your zone, popping shrooms, and then all of a sudden your brain starts leaking out your ears. So I'll make it clear right now, I am not condoning drugs at all. In fact, when it comes to the hard drugs I was talking about earlier, I think they're completely disgusting, and I have a lot of sympathy towards those who want to overcome their addictions. When it comes to weed, I'm sure 95% of you have already tried it anyways, so just remember, everything in moderation. And if you're interested in psychedelics, just like everything else, don't abuse them. Use them to be introspective and meditate and have epiphanies and figure shit out about your life. Anyways, that's all I gotta say about this topic. If you guys have any questions or would like to keep the conversation going, just leave me a comment below. I haven't been getting very many comments lately, so I'd love to see what you guys have to say about this video. And if you still got some time to kill, bam, bam, bam. Check out some of my recent videos. Make sure you tell your friends and your grandparents to subscribe. I'm Steven. Thanks for listening to the shit I have to say. Bye!